Hi everyone, it's Kristin here with the Kristin Chronicles, Felicity part of consciousness speaking more specifically, and my cat Pookie Bear. So we're trying to find ways to connect the going on with normal life self with trauma-related parts of consciousness, aka connect our left brain hemisphere with our right brain hemisphere. And it's hard because when we're not stable, all the creative stuff comes very naturally through our dissociation because we're living in the right brain hemisphere. But when the left brain hemisphere, I know I got a little thing on my nose from kissing Pookie Bear. When the left brain hemisphere is active and we're more lucid, it's harder to tap into that creativity. And whenever we do, there's been like some degree of dissociation because using the right brain causes dissociation because I live with a dissociative identity. And so we've had this tendency to do more concrete, logical, assignment kind of tasks rather than creative healing journey stuff like we were doing. And that caused our symptoms to flare. And so now we understand that when we are doing the creative stuff and we're really dissociated and it's kind of coming naturally because we can't really focus on anything, so we're just flowing with our ideas, that's only engaging the right brain. When we are being very logical and concrete and factual and ordered and structured and everything's planned and we're sitting at our desk doing writing and homework type healing journey stuff, that's only engaging the left brain hemisphere. And so to engage both of them and improve our overall health and well-being and reclaim our power and transform our life experience and connect our two brain hemispheres to allow for a more well-rounded life experience and the pursuit of happiness, I have to do creative things with order and structure. And so an example would be playing the guitar. If I just play the songs I already know, it's only going to be left brain hemisphere and it's not going to connect with the right brain hemisphere. If I'm only trying to be musical and melodic and not allow for any grounding engagement, I'm going to be tapping into only the right brain hemisphere. But if I can be ordered and structured with my creative flow, for example, give myself an assignment of sit down for this amount of time and do this task. The example we came up with was create a new song on a guitar, where you still have a goal. You're still engaging your logical brain and saying, I'm sitting down to do this task. I have a focus. I have a goal. I have an objective. I'm ordered. I'm logical. I'm present in that capacity, but then allowing for that creative flow there. And the tricky part is we do dissociate when this happens. And so it all depends how we respond to that dissociation. If we sit down to play music and we start dissociating and the going on with normal life self, aka the left brain hemisphere, freaks out and says, no, I need more order, I need more logic, then there's going to be a disconnect. But if that happens and the going on with normal life self can lean into the experience, there will be connection. If we don't stay mindful of what we're experiencing moment by moment, it would be easy for the dissociation to go unnoticed and the going on with normal life self to slowly be pushed away from the picture, and then it's only engaging the right brain hemisphere. So it's this moment by moment presence with parts, basically, and playing and then saying, okay, my body temperature changed. That must be a presence of parts. So I'm going to pause and validate and acknowledge and ground and be present and then go back to this task with a lot of compassion in the process. And so it's all about what we're doing and how we're doing it for this brain recovery stuff. And so if I can find structured ways to be creative and be mindful of what's happening moment by moment and prioritize presence over productivity, then I can allow for left and right brain hemispheres to start having more connection. And so another example is scrapbooking. We want to scrapbook, but our left brain hemisphere says, well, that's a waste of time, so let's just get a bunch of sleeves and stick our pictures in, or do it online, just order it so there's not like different textures and we don't risk it falling apart later or something. And then the right brain hemisphere says, well, then you took all the fun out of it. What's the point? I don't even want to do that. And so our goal is to do a tangible handmade scrapbook but have it be structured in the way it's organized. You're going to use these pictures, it's going to have this topic, it's going to have this intention, and you're going to have this goal with creating it. You want to create something that has a certain purpose for it. And that will be the logical side of things. And then mindfully, moment by moment, staying present will also be what keeps the left brain engaged. And then the right brain hemisphere will be engaged through all the different colors and the playing and the option and the hands-on activity and the different aspects of things, reflecting on past memories, whatnot. So just some notes on left and right brain hemisphere activity and how it relates when living with structural dissociation, especially a dissociative identity. And so the left brain hemisphere has these gifts of logic and rationale and a unique ability to re-engage the prefrontal cortex. The right brain hemisphere has more parts to it, so it has greater strength in that capacity. The neural pathways are stronger, and we have to be compassionate with that process. And there's going to be a lot of creativity and flowing and, those kinds of things. And so anything we can do to engage both of those and keep that prefrontal cortex engaged, which is the moment by moment being mindful of what's happening and responding in a appropriate manner for healing. That is how we can start to heal our brain, even aside from other trauma type work. Just connecting our brain hemispheres is going to bring a lot of healing, because the reason we can't process our trauma is because our brain keeps disconnecting. And so if we can find ways to connect our brain, then we finally can process our pain and release it and not be stuck in the past all of the time. It will slowly start to decrease and we'll have more presence in our life, and then be able to really embrace this lifelong healing journey and transform our life experience and pursue happiness. So thanks so much for joining the Kristin Chronicles healing journey, a magical, miraculous healing journey of self-discovery and personal growth. It has been such a journey, such a wild journey, and I'm so grateful that you're here to share it with me. Have a beautiful and blessed day, my brave, beautiful warrior soul friends.